And I'm like, it's just kind of sad because it sounds like the interview that he did was more like an advertisement for himself.
There was
like
some
he was
advertising
trying
there.
to sell his own personal brand.
Yeah.
I was good to that. And, you know, the reason why I was good to him was because I didn't love him.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
If it ain't real life, just ain't real.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
So you mentioned surviving Jaguar. So I know. It's
You want to know what's funny?
Yeah, go
I'm mad because I've been surviving me too.
right.
All my life.
So the first question is, you have not watched it. Let's just.
No, I've seen clips, but I've never watched it.
Okay. So after our interview, you, Stormy, Tasha K, you know, and then this Surviving Jaguar is a trailer comes out for it. It's coming out.
Yeah.
Did you have wind of it that it was coming, that you knew was building? Because you had mentioned that there's a reason she has the numbers to the people that she got anyway. How does she get the X number? How does she get?
I gave it to her. I texted it to her.
For
You're welcome, bitch.
Yeah, for what purpose? What purpose? What that was to say, okay, well, let me just give you other people that could tell my story, or
Have you ever heard of the saying? It's an old Chinese proverb, beating the grass to find out where the snakes are. You know, sometimes in still grass, everything looks normal. But if you just stomp or you throw something down, you'll see. Or even just the movement. You might not even see the snake, but you know that shit ain't moving by itself like that in that pattern. And at that point in time, I was doing a lot of that. See, I know my ex-husband is a narcissist. I know he's a liar. I know he likes the attention. But I was more interested in seeing what he had the balls to actually fucking say. Out in front. See, he lived off of me. He lived off of my fame. He made relationships off of me, off of my fame. I know he missed it. That's why for a while, I shut my shit down. You love me? Let's see what you fucking love. I'm gonna take all of this shit the fuck away. You love me? Or did you love what I could do for you? I'll never forget the first time I went to my dad when I was contemplating divorce. And I said, you know, I know this shit ain't working. I know it's not right, Dad. I know he's the wrong one. But I feel bad because I made that commitment. I said forever. And I haven't been an angel. And he keeps saying to me, he can't live life without me. I said, and it looks so real. It looks so genuine. Am I just that cold-hearted? You know what I mean? What am I missing? Because it's not adding up. My father looked at me. He said, baby, it's because he's not lying. He's telling the truth. He can't live this life without you. That nigga's nothing without you.
Damn.
He said, it ain't got nothing to do with loving you. But losing access to that life, he ain't never gonna get a taste of that nowhere else. He means that. That's why it looks sincere and genuine.
Yeah.
Where he gonna get another you?
I gotta ask. There's one thing that he said that blew me away. He said
Sure.
when y'all were living in a, I guess y'all was living in the hood, you retiled the whole apartment to make it feel like a home. Is that real?
Well, see, there's a whole
damn.
part of the story that he's leaving out. When I met him, I had a roommate, a guy roommate, and we were friends. He cared for me greatly. We tried dating, it didn't work, but we were great roommates and great friends. So when my ex-husband came into my life, you know, we were living off South Street, like living in Deep Ellum. And I had this boyfriend now that was over all the time. Next thing you know, he started bringing clothes over. He had his suits in the closet. And I'll never forget, we woke up one Sunday morning, because me and Joe would do that, my roommate. You know, we would turn on Marvin Gaye. He would go out, get the bagels. I would start making the eggs, and he would grab the lox. And like we had Sunday, and then sometimes friends would come over or whatever. So he went downstairs. He was like, Jay, where are the car keys? And I'm like, they're not where they always are. He said, I would think that someone stole my car, but my keys, where are the keys? And I'm like, I don't know. We shared everything. He shared his car with me. This nigga decided to get up and take the car. You're a guest here. This is my roommate. We're friends. You just don't get up and take this nigga car. It's not my car. Yeah, I'm always in it.
Jack, that was a red flag, though. I would throw that out there.
But you can't just take this nigga car. There was lots of red flags.
Yeah, but that was red flag number one, right?
Lots of red flags. But my shit was weird at that time, because I wasn't quite sure whether or not I really wanted to be with this nigga.
You're 22, right?
Yeah, I was 22 at this time.
Yeah, we all.
No, see, you don't understand. I was kicking it with Common, and I was fucking with Little X on the side. And my ex-boyfriend had billboards all over Manhattan for Kenneth Cole Reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, the light-skinned nigga with the blue-green eyes back in the day, who used to do the backflips with the shoes, the Kenneth React. Yeah, that was my nigga. So I had all of this action, all this option, but he clung the tightest. And I really didn't want a celebrity relationship. And I knew that being in a relationship would make it possible for me to work with the niggas that I wanted to work with and always have an out to not have to fuck them. So he was a convenient option because he clung so tight. So after that, he came back with the car. Oh, I didn't think it would be a problem. I'm like, all right. I got to get him the fuck out of here. Because you're changing my friendship now. Right. So I went and I found the first thing that I could find. It was a dump crap apartment, Volpe Apartments. Actually, it was the first apartment that he and I lived together. It was in the same building where M. Night Shyamalan, on the same block in South Philly, St. Albans Street, where Haley Joel Osment lived.
Right.
So I actually lived in one of those. Now, of course, they didn't look like that on the inside. It looked like what it looked like on the outside, and then they created a set. But I lived in that building. I was like, that's the only thing that makes doing this dope.
Sixth Sense, right?
Yeah, the Sixth Sense. So we lived right there. The church that he ran to and did that, it was all right there around the corner. So, and then all of the Roots crew, we all lived all up and down St. Albans. We all lived within like 2 or 3 blocks of each other. We all used the same realtor. And it was a fucking dump, but it was last minute and it was quick. And I had to get this nigga out of my friend's house. So yeah, it was a fucking dump. It looked like a whole crime scene. I got a cab, went to Home Depot, bought everything that I needed, stopped at the carpet place, told them I needed them to come there and recarpet immediately. And I turned a crime scene piece of shit into a decent 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, I laid all the tiles myself.
Oh, he didn't help?
Did all of the painting. No,
He
he didn't even know how to fucking caulk.
Oh, that's red flag number 2.
You know what I
Jack.
mean? Again, there were many, and I know.
Yeah. But he like really was like, he really thought that was dope. And I thought that was like, damn, that's
I
kind
did a lot of great things for him. Like his birthday, when I had the Ritz-Carlton, because he couldn't get off of work, I had the Ritz-Carlton come and cater him a champagne brunch
Oh wow.
for him and his coworkers.
Oh yeah. Damn. Oh yeah. Nah.
Like, it
yeah.
was so funny because people kept talking about how he was talking about his illustrious career as a pool player, as an amateur pool player or whatever. First pool stick he had, I bought him.
Shooting in
He
the gym.
wouldn't even fucking know anybody in pool in Philadelphia if it wasn't for me. They're all my friends. It was so funny because remember, baby, when we went home after that shit and we was over there, Kevin Hart's brother, my boy 40, he owns one of the old pool halls we grew up. So, you know, Ball Busters is still there. And it was me, you, cousin came through, Reggie was there, Big Reg was there, then Shiz came through. And we was in there just like, and they was like, why this pussy gonna sit up there talking like he the fucking godfather of fucking pool on this shit? This fucking
Man, let him be great for us.
He was like, he went too far with that shit. Wasn't nobody trying to hear all that shit. Can the boy play? Yeah, as much time as he spends doing it, he better be good at it.
Man.
I mean, he was shooting pool like 40, 50 hours a week sometimes. Like, he was round the clock. He would be shooting pool. He would get off work, go shoot pool. He was on like 4 or 5 teams. He was always doing some shit. And it was funny because I never joined the teams. I was a street hustler. I played for money. I played for purse. I didn't start playing teams actually until after I finished my second album and I came back home. And I had some time. And I was like, you know what? I'll start playing teams now. But he lived by it. So like, it was just really fucking interesting. And Reg and then they were sitting there clowning him. And I'm like, it's just kind of sad because it sounds like the interview that he did was more like an advertisement for himself.
There was
like
some
he
advertising
was trying
there.
to sell his own personal brand. I was good to that bitch. And, you know, the reason why I was good to him was because I didn't love him.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, explain, because
Like I said, he clung to Titus and he was the most effective option at the time. Common was sketchy. And I already knew if I got into it with him that people would think that he was the one that put me on and that my career and my success.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move it.